Welcome to Shamanic Conversations with Star Wolf. And most of you who know me know that I love to take shamanic adventures. And a lot of times that involves traveling to kind of, I guess you could say, exotic places or places that are known for their mysteries. And I can't think of a place that's more shamanic or more known for its shamanic mysteries than Egypt. And the trip that I made to Egypt in 2005 changed my life radically in a really wonderful way. Initially, it was a little bit, turned me upside down, but isn't that what all shamanic changes are supposed to do? To give us a new perspective, to help us go through a shamanic death and rebirth of some kind. And that's exactly what I went through when I was in Egypt. And when I came home, it was even more profound. Actually, when I came home from Egypt, and very quickly read, and then the next 2 to 3 years, 3 books were developed. The first was Shamanic Mysteries of Egypt, Awakening the Healing Power of the Heart, which is co-authored by Nikki Scully and myself. And so this explores the shamanic mysteries of Egypt with different rituals, ceremonies, and really channeled revelatory work that came through at that time, which was a huge surprise and shock to me, since I did not know that much about the shamanic mysteries of Egypt. Let's put it this way, my conscious mind didn't, but obviously some part of me did. And I suspect within all of us that we have this part of ourselves that we can tap directly into the Akashic records and the mysteries directly. Right after that book, Nikki and I did another co-authoring of a book called The Anubis Oracle, A Journey into the Shamanic Mysteries of Egypt. And both of these were illustrated by Chris Wilder, wonderful artist. And this Anubis Oracle deck is a deck that I still to this day use every day of my life and have used in hundreds of thousands of circles all around the world as divination material. And I have done a vlog on using divination material, and it really works by, the intention of your heart, your desire perhaps to know something about yourself or where you're headed or what you need to change or to receive a message from your guides or support in some way. And to really trust that, and then to be, some people say they draw a card or draw something from the oracle, and what I say is that it draws us, and it draws our hand, and it's wanting to communicate with us. So the Anubis Oracle is still a powerful way that I communicate with my spirit guides and helpers, that some of the most important ones that I contacted a long time ago in Egypt. And then the third book that I wrote and co-authored was with Ruby Falconer, who's really an amazing astrologer of over 40 years and also a dear friend and colleague here at Venus Rising. And it's called Shamanic Egyptian Astrology, Your Planetary Relationship to the Gods. And it has Kepra on the front, which is that little dung beetle, and who creates from within itself. And I actually bought this Kepra when I was in Egypt. And on the back it has an ankh, and it has the beautiful wings of Kepra that spread out like many of the gods in Egypt. It's always like this, it's holding creation. So Kepra is a really important symbol for me because he's the spiral dancer, and he also deals with the cosmic energies and the planets, and that's why he's a guide for this astrology book. So he's a really important being that's both connected very deeply to the earth, but not only to the earth as a planet, but to all the other planets as well. So the shamanic Egyptian mysteries, of course, could take a lifetime. It could take lifetimes of study to just touch even the surface. And yet they are so profound and so deep. And you might say, why bother? If they're that profound and that deep, and it's going to take a lot of study to know them all. That would be like going to your birthday party, having 50 birthday presents around, and saying, well, there's so many, it's going to take a while. I'm not going to open any of them. Or, you can open one at a time and really treasure it and say, look at this. This is a wonderful gift. And how can I utilize that in my life? And as time goes on, that you continue to unwrap those gifts. And each day I learn more about the most ancient wolf on the planet, Anubis, the enlightened heart shaman, the guide, the pathfinder, the original wolf. Each day I learn more about Kepra, the little beetle, the little lowly dung beetle who creates from him, her, self. He's like the original kind of transgender, if you will, creator, or the hermaphrodite who can create from himself, herself. That we all can create from within ourselves. We don't have to have anyone or anything else in order to be creative. It's really important to know that power is within all of us. So each creature, each deity, each archetype, each piece of mystery that's a part of the Egyptian mysteries has its own mystery school. And yet they all interweave together as a family. That's why when Ruby and I did this book, we said, your planetary relationship to the gods, that they are our family. These ancient Neteru, these ancient nature spirits, that's what Neter means. It means nature spirits. These ancient nature spirits of water and earth and fire and air that show up as these deities, as these shamanic deities in Egypt, are our grandparents. They're our great-great-grandmothers and grandfathers. So if you want to know a little bit more about your original origins, if you want to explore the mysteries and you want to know more about the ancient shamanic Egyptian mysteries, I encourage you first to go within and to do some breathing and to have a sense of who it is that you want to call upon. And if you're not familiar with the deities, then perhaps you might want to read one of these books or work with one of the oracles initially and start pulling a card and see which one comes up in synchronistic ways for you, maybe repeatedly. There was one time that the card, it's called number 6, which is reconciliation of the opposites with Sobek and Horus, that I would pull it so many times out of the deck. I had to look in the deck to make sure that they had not all turned into Sobek and Horus, because it was just seemed impossible that I could pull it that many days in a row. So when you do something like that, you know you're really tuned into a particular mystery. And I learned a lot during that time from Sobek and Horus. The shamanic Egyptian mysteries have informed me deeply. And if you'd like to learn more, I'd like to share more with you.